Word. Welcome. So we're going to talk about the full moon in Leo that's happening tomorrow. Um, and this is going to be super casual. We are going to chat. I don't even really have that much planned as far as notes. We're just going to see what comes out and be in the energy. We have full moons, we have new moons every single month, sometimes two in a month. And this is nothing. Um, this is part of cycles. Just like we were talking about, Adrian, like this is these are cycles that remind us that everything is in a cycle. Everything is either gonna, things are coming, things are going, things are shifting all the time. That's astrology. Astrology is cycles and archetypes moving together. Things repeat themselves, things are always moving. We're always releasing things and we're always taking in new things. We're always interacting with our environment. We're always interacting with the cosmic environment and it's interacting with us. There is no like in astrology, I do not believe that there is, oh, these planets are doing this thing and it has control over me and this is why my day is going to be like this or that. I believe that our free will is the most important. We can always choose what we're going to do with that information. Where we can always choose what we're going to do with the weather, the astrological weather, which is more what it's like things can happen and things can feel a certain way and we can connect with that and tap into that, but it's never determining you and your life. If anything, you help determine the the mirror that is astrology. So just, I don't know, prefacing with that. And cool, we're going to talk about Leo a little bit. Well, we're in Aquarius season. So every time we have a full moon, it's going to be the opposite of where the sun is. And that's why it's illuminated. We can see the moon. It's lit up and big and beautiful and glowing. And it's illuminating what the moon represents within us, which is our inner world. It's our emotions. It's our inner feminine personal aspect. And with the moon in Leo, this is, and with any full moon also, I want to say, we have where the sun is, right? The sun is in Aquarius, and there's other planets that accompany the sun pretty closely, like Mercury, Venus, and Mars. They're usually pretty close to where the sun is, and then sometimes other planets as well, just depending. But the full moon, oh yeah, Violet's a Leo. I love that. The full moon is giving us a different perspective, an opposing perspective from um the dominant personal planet's location. So the dominant personal planet's location is Aquarius. Actually, let me look at my chart here and see where things actually are today. That was, oopsie. Sorry, I had like two charts pulled up because I want to show you guys something really cool. The sun. Yeah, so we have Mercury is in Aquarius. We have our Pluto in Aquarius, but it's not anywhere near the same degrees as the sun and Mercury right now. But I know we had a lot of water element going on with Pisces. We have tons of things in Pisces right now. So even though we've been in Aquarius season and we do have some planets in Aquarius, it's been extra watery. So even having this fiery element from the full moon in Leo, how it is balancing out the Aquarian, which is an air sign, energy, it's actually also bringing a little fire to the all the water that we've been having too. But that's what full moons are also doing. They're a balancing. They are like helping to kind of get a little break from like a concentrated energy, just in general, full moons. Okay. This full moon, you guys, is a special full moon. We have some special aspects, and it's actually okay. I don't know. I'm gonna back up actually. Okay, hold on. Let me get a drink of water. Let's talk about Leo a little bit before I go into these aspects. the Leo archetype, and again, we're relating all of this to the moon, which is our emotions and inner world and inner workings, in our cycles, inner cycles, because the moon is in cycles, you know, we have the full moon, the new moon. We see the moon go through cycles. That's why we associate the moon with cycles. And the moon being connected very closely to the feminine female cycles as well. And even though everything is cyclical, but when it's expressing through the Leo archetype, this is very like outward and creative and has a very solar element to it because the sun actually rules Leo. So there is a sort of a similar, like a balanced vibe with a Leo moon in general, but especially a Leo full moon because you're getting like a solar energy from it being in the sign of Leo, and you're getting the full moon being in its glory, you know, in its that state, that energy is heightened. The moon energy is heightened, emotions are heightened, but it's creative and it's like expressive. And that's like normally you'd see that more with the sun. So I think it's brings a very balanced perspective to our inner world and our emotions. And I personally really love Leo moons, like transits that happen myself. Leo is very playful and very joyful. Typically, it seeks out the fun things, it seeks out the creative, it seeks out the things that are like, ooh, what's next? Like, yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna go over here. And it makes it like really exciting and whoa. So I personally really love that energy. And with a full moon, we're also looking at our inner workings. It's being illuminated by the sun, right? So what is possibly keeping us from that enjoyment of life? What is possibly making us not feel like we can express ourselves or express our emotions or be in our creativity? Those would be questions you want to ask if you're not feeling that already. Like, what is holding you back from that? What emotions are stopping you from that? Which is also saying what beliefs are holding you back from enjoying life or enjoying the moment, like Adrian and Jules, what you were talking about before. It's like being in the moment and really taking in what's in front of you and being able to enjoy that present moment, and just seeing like what emotions and beliefs might be preventing that from happening if that's an issue that you're facing. Now, with this moon in particular, we have some stuff going on, okay? We have the full moon, the sun, Aquarius, moon, Leo, a square, so like here, so it like makes like a 90-degree angle, square Uranus in Taurus. Uranus has been in Taurus for a while. It's a slow-moving outer planet, but it's making this square. Uranus energy is very, I don't want to say explosive. It's not explosive. It's very like crazy. It's sudden. There's a lot of change. It's about shaking up stagnant things to create evolution. And with Uranus, things can come in very quickly that are very unexpected. It kind of comes in from left field. And it's hard to predict and it's hard to really nail down. And this energy is being like activated, like, okay, what's going to come, you know? And this is going to be seen mostly in a collective level because Uranus is a collective sort of energy. We see it the most in society, yet we can also see it in our life, especially if you have specific things interacting with this placement. Like with these specific degrees, you might see it in your actual life, like something shocking happening or something going on that is forcing you to change and forcing you to evolve. It doesn't have to be forcing, but a lot of times it is because when it comes to Uranus, it's usually going to shake up the things that would not change unless they got shaken up. It's not the things that are just, oh, it's just going to change and it's changing. It's like all the things that weren't changing that's Uranus's job is going to help make those things change. If that makes sense. And now that's not the only thing that's going on. With this, we also have the sun conjunct Mercury. So in this square, right? In this square, we also have with the sun, Mercury with it involved in this square. Mercury conjunct the sun is like, think of a new moon when the sun and the moon are together in the sky. The moon is dark. We can't see it, right? The energy is subtle. It's inward. With Mercury conjunct the sun sort of blankets the Mercury energy and brings it again, like kind of inward. Not like a retrograde per se, but like it kind of muffles it down. It's like, and so Mercury is all about the conscious mind, what we think about, what we talk about, communication. It's like this flow of our awareness and our everyday life and how we're doing these little things and what we're thinking about and those thoughts and what's going on. And so I think with this transit, it's like that, I don't want to say chatter because it kind of sounds negative, but like like it's not worth what it is. That like our thoughts and the things that are going on with the Mercury make it being conjunct the sun and part of this square is like these changes are maybe focused more in the mind. Like there might be things that you know you need to do that are going to maybe help you or shake things up in a certain way. And it's kind of like an inner process. A lot of times squares in general are an inner process. We're dealing with a potential conflict if we don't like make certain decisions. Like things might feel like, I don't know, there's this pressure and it's coming to this point and like, do I have to do this thing or should I do it this way? And you kind of just have to make a choice and just do it, and go with what you know is the right thing to do based on your intuition and your connection to yourself and to God and what's going to help you move in the direction that you want to go. And yes, there's an element with the mind. And another thing that was really interesting with this that I literally just realized like 10 minutes before this almost exact same but opposite scenario happened back in August so in August on the 19th and so August 19th we were in Leo season, right? So sun's in Leo. We had a full moon in Aquarius, okay? Squaring Uranus also. And also the sun was conjunct Mercury. Mercury was retrograde at that time. It's not retrograde right now, but it was like the exact same aspect, but opposite in August. So that's to me is pretty obvious that there was a cycle that happened in August. August 19th was when this happened and is coming back full circle in the reverse with Mercury not retrograde today. So I want you to think back in August, what was going on in your life. And then when we look at your guys' charts too, if you have your rising sign, I can tell you what house these things both happened in, and we can kind of get an idea of the area of life that we're dealing with. Does anyone want to unmute and see like what this pattern might be, like this completion?
I'll go.
Okay.
So rising the same as ascendant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. I love that. Okay. So Sagittarius, and this would be your one, two, three. Aquarius is your third house. Leo is your ninth. Taurus is your one, sixth. Okay. So third, nine, and sixth.
Okay.
So for this full moon today, the sun is in your third, moon is in ninth, Uranus is in sixth, and also Mercury was in the third. And then in August, we're gonna look at both of these. The sun was in your ninth, the moon was in your third, and Uranus is still in your sixth, hanging out there. But that's changing this year, so that's cool. So the third and the ninth, they're opposites. They're an axis. Everything in astrology is axis, like a different axis, right? Um, so they have similarities, but this is all about communication. It is about the conscious mind versus it's like the ideas, like the quick like easy to break down, like thoughts going on in your head, how we communicate, who we're communicating to, even short distance travel, that's all third house. And then in the ninth house, we expand on that and it's broader ideas. It's our belief systems, it's our truths, it's other people's truths, it's different cultures, it's ideas that aren't ours. It's also long distance travel, it's religion. So those are those concepts that you have just gotten this opposing energy with. So this month, the sun is in the third house. Either way, we're getting with the sun and the moon, third and ninth house. They're both being activated, let's say. And Uranus is in the sixth house, which is all about your routines, your lifestyle, diet, health, and the things that you do every day that make up your life, essentially. Uranus has been transiting your sixth house since, oh my God, 2018. I think it was 2018 Uranus went into, yeah, because it's a 7-year cycle and it's going to change, it's about to change. 2017 or 18, Uranus went into your sixth house and has decided that your lifestyle, your health, your diet, the way that you go about your day is going to just evolve. And unexpected things are going to happen to make that happen for you. I don't know if that's felt accurate for you these past 7 years or so, but that's what Uranus has been doing in your life. And so these two instances from today and from back in August are emphasizing on those themes that you've been exploring with Uranus over these 7 years in your lifestyle, in your health, in your routines. And it's actually interesting too, because I know you're on a juice fast right now. I don't know what you were doing back in August, if anything came up with your lifestyle specifically, but there is like a sorry, my daughter in the background. Um, there is an awareness because we also have Mercury involved too with this, right? There's an awareness on the way the things that we think about, and the beliefs that we have or you specifically, and how it's affecting your health and your lifestyle, and those changes that are being made, and like what you are consciously doing about it and how you're communicating about it, and maybe even belief system changes, or just awarenesses. Like it doesn't even have to be changes in your belief system, but just like an awareness of how your beliefs impact these things. um I don't know. Tell me about what was happening back in August.
Okay, give me just a second. Let me pull up my calendar because that sort of sparks things for me. So if Uranus has been in Taurus for 7 years, what year did it start?
I believe it was 2018 or oops. Did they see me? Okay, sorry. My computer. I don't know what it's doing. Let me double check really quick.
If it was 2018, that's really funny because that's when I started juice cleanses for 30 days or more. incorporating those into my life. Um,
I think I'll give you the exact day. Yeah, it was May 15th, 2018.
yep, I think August 2018 is when I did my first 30-day juice cleanse, I think. I
Wow.
think that's correct. So I don't remember exactly what was going on in August this past year. My calendar's not pulling up, but I do know that in the last 4 years, my best friend, who's a intuitive healer, and I have been working on a lot of chronic pain issues that I have from accidents, and then there's strong suspicion I'm exposed to toxins or mold in our office at work
Oh
for good reason.
no. Oh
So, well,
no.
we're getting a new building. Hopefully, we move into it this summer, so I will actually get to see if that improves things. Um, but yeah, right around August, we had some pretty serious stuff happen with my cousin's family, so that kind of upset daily routines. And so really focusing on how to be more involved with her and her kids because they live like 5 minutes from me. Their dad got arrested and went to jail
Oh my
for some
God.
really bad stuff. So, and then that was something else that happened. I'll have to think about it, but it definitely makes sense with daily life and trying to like evolve that into new things. I think that's around when both my best friend and I started really wanting to reconnect with like spiritual energies and like ascendant masters and our spirit guides a lot. I think I started really connecting more with my spirit guides at that point. I have two very specific ones I interact with.
Oh, that's really,
So
really cool.
yeah, it's the I call them the divine masculine and the divine feminine. They're essentially the ideal mother father spirits that would have like if everything were ideally the way you wanted to. It's cool. That's a total aside, but yeah. So I think that was what was going on in August. But then obviously I'm juicing now, so there's that.
Yeah, I'm curious now with the rest of your chart, like what else is going on there? Because I can obviously I'm only looking at a really very small little transit and I don't know what it's hitting on for you. Um, but that's really interesting. And
Yeah.
I love that you started juicing when like very shortly after Uranus went into Taurus in your sixth
Yeah.
house because it's just like
Yeah.
it's so aligned. It makes
No,
so much sense.
I literally think that August in 2018, I was like,
That's
I need to juice.
crazy.
And I think I started August 1st and did it for the whole month. And that was my first 30-day that I had done since I had been like the last juice fast I'd done before that was when I was like 24. And that's a whole trauma story in and of itself. I did it very incorrectly and for all the wrong reasons. So, but that time it was, hey, I'm doing this for health. And then I've done at least one 30-day, if not longer, every year since. So I've done, I think, a total of 12 now between 30, 60, 90 days. I've had a couple of 40 days, stuff like that. So
That's impressive. That's amazing.
I
Wow.
love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, I that's so good. I'm really happy that you're going into coaching with it and you seem very knowledgeable and obviously you have tons of experience and it seems very expansive. Like it's
Thank you.
just a really good like you have so much wisdom from like all of your experience that you can now pour into people and help
Yes.
them and that's so amazing.
That's a
Yeah.
philosophy I was taught when I was growing up from my parents and my grandparents on my mom's side was when you learn something, make sure that you're able to teach it to others to make their lives easier. It was never, oh, I went through hardship. You should too. It's, I actually know an easier way to do that. Let me help you.
That's
So
such good advice. Yes.
yeah, they were really good about that.
Wow, that's really exciting. What do you think is gonna come? So now, like, I mean, we're kind of getting off track a little bit, but Uranus is leaving Taurus soon, next year, the
Hmm.
beginning of next year, and it's gonna be going into your seventh house. So that's gonna be really exciting for you. And there's so
What is
many.
seven house?
So that is your relationships
Oh,
It's
interesting.
one-on-one relationships. It's also the public. It's the opposite of the self. So
Okay.
anything, it's the mirror. Like you're gonna see things in other people, and it's gonna help you learn more about yourself through that
Okay.
interaction. So that'll be really fun.
I'm interested to see what happens.
I could
Yeah,
see it
my
being, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
no, I've gotten so interested in astrology and your birth chart because and human design as we messaged a couple of days ago because mine is so on point with who I am and like how I react and interact with things. And so it really is very guiding for me.
You should do
It's
inner
so
soil.
I want to. I want to. I
yeah.
just currently financially slightly strapped with everything going on.
It's
So,
freaking crazy, Adrian. Like everything she
yeah.
told me, I was telling it to Robbie, and he's like, did she write that because she just knows you?" And I'm like, "No, it's just like it's actually the like you can look on online and that's what it
Yep.
says."
Yep. Yeah. All of mine is just like, yep, that's Adrian. Yep, that's Adrian. Yep, that's Adrian.
It's
So,
so fascinating and it's really helpful, like you're saying, like it is actually really that's why I love incorporating like the different like astrology and human design. And I like
mhm.
using gene keys too because they give these different elements and ways to work with it. And I really like how practical human design is. It's very
Yeah.
like in the real world, real time
Yes.
things. And I feel like that really helps.
Oh, it's so cool. I
Like,
need to get back into it again. You get so many things you want to be interested in.
I
And that's
know.
part of me as a manifesting generator. I'm like, I have all these things I want to do and create and be. And
I
it's like, I don't even
know.
know which one to land on right now. So, well, the interesting thing that my best friend actually pointed out about my chart last week that we didn't realize, we were having some conversation and I printed out the chart for her. And so I'm a Virgo, so I'm an earth sign. But in my chart, I have, with all the other planets and everything, I have exactly three water, three fire, and three air. So
Wow.
it's like 333. I thought that was cool.
That is really interesting. I love when you can see like really unique things like what you're saying,
Hmm.
where it's like, oh, that, and then I love when you look at certain families or couples, and then you'll see
Hmm.
like really specific things that relate, and you're like, that is so
Yep.
weird. It's just it happens all the time though. It's so cool. Oh,
I know. It's been fascinating.
it was really fun. Well, that's good. Well, you're right on track. It
Yay.
sounds, in your life
Good.
and keep
Juice
doing
cleanse
it,
validated. Got it.
doing the right thing. Um, that's amazing. What a not there's not a better way to spend this full moon than
Yeah.
being on day 3 of the juice fast.
Yes. And since it's my Friday, I can spend a little time this evening doing my emotional stuff and sort of taking care of me and focusing on that. So, hello,
That's perfect.
Violet.
Guys, Violet grabbed this smooth. She grabbed this smooth move and she's carrying it up her nut. She's rolling around the smooth move.
Oh, that's so
It
funny.
is a smooth move.
Hey, Nina.
Hi.
Sorry,
Say
my
hi.
picture. Here, I'll put my camera
Hi.
on real quick. Hey, Nina.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, usually I don't put it on because I'm at the hospital. So,
Mommy, I'm the bully.
Jules, do you well, I already know your thing. Let me figure out now your house's
Well,
stuff.
I can just tell you exactly. So August 19th, I gave birth to Violet. So last year, I
Wait,
was
not
celebrating
last
her.
year. Oh wait,
Not last year. Last year, I was celebrating her first birthday. Last
yep.
August 19th. So I was in Florida with a big group of Divine Family in person, and I was hosting a birthday party and raw vegan meetup, and it was a really amazing time. Like I really felt well supported, and I was happy. Hi.
that's insane.
Hi, Violet. Hi, Violet. Oh, she can't see me right. Hi, Violet.
Say
Hi.
hi. Hi.
So
That's all
stinking
she's
cute.
gonna say. That's all she's gonna say to you. That and uh-oh.
A good word to
Hi.
know.
Uh-oh.
All right, you're cut off.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So, Jules, because you're a Virgo rising, right, Jules? Jules, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay.
am a Virgo rising.
Okay. So your the sun and the moon for both of these time periods was in the sixth and the 12th house. So back and forth between the sixth and the 12th. So the sixth is just like we talked about with Adrian, is the lifestyle diet, routines. It's that everyday flow. That's the sixth house. The 12th house is spirituality and like the spirit world and alternate realities and connection and God. That's the 12th house. So the sun, like the full moon today, the full moon back in August was like the reverse of each other in these two houses. So this like axis of I see the sixth and the 12th house axis is like how energy operates, and the 12th house is like the raw energy that's just everywhere and like the ether of it. And then the sixth house is how that energy moves physically in the body. It's embodied, it's grounded. Um, and then the Uranus or the Uranus influence was happening in your ninth house. So the ninth house is like we talked about with Adrian because she had the ninth house influence as well. This is the one that has to do with your beliefs and has to do with um other people's understandings and like a broad like philosophical thoughts and these just really deep understandings of things. So there is almost a completion of or at least another way of looking at the same energy from back in August of how your energy is navigating between the ethereal and the physical and as well as in relation to the evolution of your belief systems, which is what Uranus transiting through your ninth house has really been about. It's shaking up how you think about everything and what is true
Yep.
for you and understandings,
Yep.
like that's been the theme, the Uranus theme. And also like Uranus is like liberating, so sometimes it's like rebellious, it wants to break free.
Oh,
And
yeah.
breaking free in your mind, essentially, and in those
Yeah.
beliefs.
Yeah. I feel all that very much so. Just yeah, I think yeah, I got really good at eating only fruits and then even some fruits weren't good and I had to get rid of those and I was getting so deep down the rabbit hole. It was I when I did that liver cleanse and it really shook up my health. I just decided I didn't want to have a fear-based thinking of food anymore because I'd successfully released the foods that don't serve me. And then I kept going. And you can literally get to a place where somebody out there is saying, just eat bananas. That's it. You can't eat anything else forever and it's bad for you. So you can
Right.
find it. So yeah, I just said, we're not going to have that anymore. Um, if it's grown on earth, it's healthy and healing. And I'm going to ignore all the rabbit hole information that I've learned and just enjoy the nourishing aspects of these foods. And that felt really freeing, but I was on the breatharian path. So it was
Mhm.
definitely changing everything, like shifting everything for me. Um, but it feels really good, like you said.
I'm curious, where were you in 2018? May 2018.
I was living, okay, let's see. I think I was living in a kombucha brewery in Pompano Beach, Florida, in a 12,000 square foot kombucha brewery. And we built like a loft up top, and I think I was teaching kindergarten. Maybe not yet. No, it was not yet. Maybe studying to teach kindergarten.
Oh, okay. Were you vegan? Were you raw vegan already at this time?
Let's see. I started to go vegan when I was 30. I was 30. Um, so I think that was after 2017, maybe 2018. Is that what you said?
2000, yeah, 2018.
I think that's the year. So I went vegan like 9 years ago. I'm almost 38. Yeah, so right on the brink of 29, 30. Yeah, 2018 is the year I went vegan.
Really? That's so interesting. And it's funny because like, and I'd have to look at the rest of your chart. I don't know what else was going on, but if we're just looking at Uranus, this transit for Uranus for you is about the beliefs more than the diet or anything like that.
Whoa.
So it's all like,
I'm like basically at a place where I've decided I kind of just really want to go inward and get rid of all the voices and advice. Like I am so blessed. I have so much advice and so much knowledge at my fingertips. But what about the instincts that I'm always preaching about? You know, what about the instincts? How can you hear them if you're constantly like for seeking outside of yourself? Like my inner soil, you know, it says Gene Key 19 is all about seeking outside of yourself.
yeah, that is like, yeah, there's so much there. Um, Yeah, I think with this Uranus transit, I guess because we're talking about it, because we have this square, even though we're still in this transit, it's not over yet. Um, it has been about like you can't follow the beliefs that are just like everybody else's beliefs. It's really about being a unique and being an individual and being able to go on your own path, like being able to do it your own way and not feel limited, not feel tied down, like you have to be free about it and break free of your own chains. Like it's not even just like society's things that they put on you to believe, which is part of it, but it's also what have you made yourself believe that holds you back. Like Uranus in the ninth house is like, no, no, that is we're gonna bust through all of that through a series of crazy events or crisis or people that shake you up, or like we're gonna just send you on this series of events because at the end of this your belief system is going to be liberated and you will stand on your own, and not like in a lonely way like you're the only person in the world who thinks a certain way, but just like you're saying, not dependent on listening to other people tell you what you're supposed to do and believe, you know. So that makes so much sense. That's really exciting. Very
Can I
cool.
interject something or add something?
Please. Yes.
So I subscribe to a astrological site that sends you affirmations based on your natal chart during the day. So I get
Mm.
like 5 or 6 different little texts during the day. And the affirmation for yesterday specifically was, I feel myself as my own guide.
It's just like a lot of my close friends in this lifestyle, you know, they're working with me and we're doing stuff, we're moving fast, everything's going great. And then a lot of the times people will get overwhelmed and they'll be like, Jules, they're taking in so much information and they're on this roll and they're sending me videos and videos and videos. And then they're like,
Mm-mm,
I can't do this anymore. And then they just disappear. And it's
mm-mm.
like, you got to slow down. You got to chill, you know, like, you burn out or you burn out. Um, you know, if you're
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's come up for me too, is all of my tarot readings for like the last, I don't know, 4 months have been slow down and do it one step at a time. Slow down, go inward, do it one step at a time. But what's really funny is one of them in January said, um, I don't, and it started for several of them. It said it kept saying, slow down, go inward. I kept getting the hermit card in everything. And then all of a sudden I would get the hermit card, but then I'd also get one that's like, but there's going to be this connection, this relationship that's going to show up. I don't know if it's work or whatever. And then here we are. And I've now started the process for my business, which terrified me for the longest time. And I was like, and then Jules popped in with an advertisement. And I was like, let me see how that goes. So I find all of this so fascinating when you connect with the energy of the universe.
My entire business is written based on downloads and whatever I hear during my meditations.
Mm.
Like I literally heard Kevin, and I barely talked to Kevin. He's been like a distant Facebook friend forever. And I was just meditating, and I'm just like, you're supposed to reach out to Kevin. And then I
Mm.
do, and he has this like amazing story, and he's like, I'm looking for a community. I'm having a really hard time, and like I'm looking for a community. I just left a community and I have all this to offer. And I'm just like, what? Like that was not by
Mm.
mistake. And yeah, it just every step of the way, like with Nicole, it was just like every step of the way, something grand is happening. Like something
Mm-hmm.
grand is happening and we're being moved. Like how amazing is it that all the people in this healing lifestyle, they're getting to know each other and we're all introducing each other to more people, and then we all know each other and we all kind of like, it's so cool to have friends, but it's cool to have the
Mm-hmm.
same friend and be like,
Yeah.
oh, how amazing is Adrian? Oh, did you check on Adrian today? You know, like just multiple friends who know each other and know you, and then you're working on the
Yeah.
oneness. And yeah, no, Nicole, it's so spot on. Like series of crazy ass events. It was the hurricane. They've just now, like, they had all these tanks and massive
Oh my
equipment
God.
down here on our road. They're just swooping up all of these massive trees down. It was traumatic. I mean, I was like, wow, like you can uh you can lose everything. Like that reality really really shook me up, like you
Mm-hmm.
can use everything. And not only that, um, we stayed with an Instagram follower that I barely know who was super gracious. And but she had all this nice stuff, like really nice stuff, and it was all really clean. And she's like, come on in and stay with me. And I have my two little girls, and every second of every day I was just freaking out and it was hard. And
Oh my
that
God.
shook me up. Like it didn't go away. Like that, it took me like 3 months to get over that. And then right from there,
Yep.
like I went to the fruit festival and I had to do a speaking event. Well, I was like
Mm-hmm.
in kind of a PTSD trauma state from the hurricane. And then from there, I did the liver cleanse. And then from there, which annihilated me. And then from there, like my mom said I was anorexic and I wasn't eating, and I was lying about having an issue with fat digestion, and then I needed help. And it was bad. And
Yeah.
now I'm like so grateful because everything seems to be settling.
That's
You
yeah.
know, I'm thinking back to the last 7 years and I'm going, that's been the last 7 years for me, specifically with my job. So I was gung ho about this job. It's 3 days a week. I have 4 days off every week because I work 312s. It pays really well for this area, which, by the way, is not a ton, but it's better than what I would get somewhere else. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. This is great. I'm all about like emergency health and emergency crisis mental health stuff. And then 2018, May, ironically enough, May 2018 is when we got our new CEO. or not our new CEO, our new senior vice president for behavioral health. And everything in behavioral health changed. It stopped being about patient care and started being about efficiency and money. And I was like, and we're a county hospital, so that's more private hospital brain, not necessarily county hospital brain. And so it was like, oh. And then January 2019, a friend of mine in the psychiatric emergency room, one of the nurses was crushed by an elevator, and she's
At
still
work?
alive. Yes, she's still alive. It's a whole story. It's really gruesome. I was not here. I came in the next day to the aftermath of it. And then 2020, of course, COVID just wrecked me. And then 2021, I started grad school for what I thought was going to be going for a PhD in sociology. And then a year and a half later went, this is not what I want to do at all with my life. And I was literally at the all but thesis point. And I was like, nope, nope, don't want to do it anymore. So it's just like all these different pieces. Yeah. So talk about your life being upturned. There's even more small ones that I could throw out there, but those are the big ticket ones.
All those things have brought you to this moment in your work, you know,
Yep. Where
and
I'm really done with it.
yeah, which is crazy because the sixth house is like it can be your job too because it's
Yep.
the job you do every day. It's not necessarily like your career, like the 10th house is like your
Mm-hmm.
gifts that you give. The sixth house is like your work, your job. Um, that's crazy. What a
I know.
sequence. And
And those are
now,
just the big ticket ones I can think of off the top of my head. There were
yeah.
others that were big, and then there were several that were smaller.
What a way to end off this transition. No, it's like,
We're
and
closing the door on that now. Yay.
Right?
Yes, exactly, Jules. We can close the door soon.
I'm so sorry you went through that. Oh my God.
You know, I'm in a really good place now with all of that
That's
because,
what's up. That's what's up. Same here.
yeah,
I
because
felt
all
so
of,
good yesterday after the meetups, and like every
mhm,
time I go to a meetup, like
yes,
Nicole's crafting circle last night was really good. Like everyone just seemed so chill, and there were a lot of times where no one was talking at all. We were just there
yeah,
with each other, and that was yeah, it was. I don't know. Gathering gets me
yep.
kind of higher than anything else. Like even more than the fruits. It's like you need
Well,
it.
because human energy knows no boundaries. So
Exactly.
human energy, if you're connecting with people,
I'm
like I'm
sorry.
getting y'all, I'm interacting with y'all's energy right now while we talk, which
Yes.
is absolutely uplifting my day. Sitting in this office
Yes.
totally drags all my energy down.
And
I have to
Nicole
work
has a vibe.
very
Nicole
hard
has a
at,
vibe. When you
yep,
enter Nicole's room, it just feels good. You're just
yes,
like, oh, this is cozy. This is nice.
yeah. It's so nice to come in with people who are so very different and varied in their thoughts, beliefs, diets, everything, lifestyles, but yet so connected on a much deeper level than just all of that more what I would call surface level stuff.
mhm.
100%.
I love it. Frida, welcome back. I don't know if you're like still just listening or if you want to share anything or where you're at. We were just chatting about honestly about the Uranus transit that's been like the last 7 years. And how kind of crazy it's been. So I'm not sure where you're at if you're able to talk. If not, that's totally fine. Um, we are at the top of the hour. I don't want to keep you guys too long, but no worries, Frida. And I have this recorded, so I'll pop the recording in the group and you can always catch back up whenever you want. And if you have any questions, you can always message me and I will tell you everything that I can. And anybody listening to this as well, if you want to know like what houses, what areas of life, no problem. Um, all this is going down, just text me and I will send you like a voice note or something. So that you
Hey,
can,
Nicole, I have a quick question.
yeah.
So if I want to get a tarot reading, Is that something you're doing for, watch out, honey. Is that something you're doing for members? Oh, and how do I sign up? Can you tell me, like, do you have the rates listed somewhere? Because I am interested in getting a reading and I just wanted to know.
I honestly, I don't really do tarot readings. So
Damn,
I know.
dang.
Yeah, I've tried. I have tarot cards, I have oracle cards,
I think you
and
told me this already.
I like it. I don't know. I haven't studied it. It doesn't click like how astrology clicks for me. I could study it, but I feel like I don't know. It just doesn't feel like something I wanted to do.
You gotta follow that. That's
Right.
what you're always telling us. You gotta follow that intuition.
Jules, I totally forgot to send you my three top YouTube tarot people and oracle people I watch. I'll send that to
Ooh,
you today.
is one of them uh Minnow Pond?
No, no, but I
Menopause.
definitely need to look into that one. I've got White Feather Tarot, Witch and Scythe, and then
I
Sacred Knowledge Tarot.
I gotta go, guys. Violet fell
Yep.
down.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Okay. No problem. Hope she's okay. Yeah,
And
Adrian.
I'll share that with the group, guys.
Yeah, let us know. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right, you guys. Well, let's wrap up. Get to enjoying
Thank
your
you so
night.
much, Nicole.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for being here. It was so fun as usual. It's always just nice to hang out.
I do plan on joining the last half of the crafting circle if I can on Monday. I'm usually driving home the first half, so I can at least join in headphones.
Yeah, and
But
we went kind of late last time too, because everyone's just kind of like chilling.
vibing.
Like, yeah, if you have time, like knitting or whatever. I think Jasmine
Yep.
was making bracelets. I think Frida was making cute like Valentine's things. Like, and Jules was like doing a Valentine's thing or mailing it or it's so chill.
That's awesome. I definitely want
Whenever
to join next time.
yeah, well that would be it was fun because it's like all us girls and it was super like Jules was saying, it was like we're all gathered around like taking it back to our ancestors like weaving
Mm,
baskets or something.
It felt
that's so
like
awesome.
just amazing goddess feminine energy. Like we were calm. It was a calm, Nicole set like a calm, balanced energy, and everyone was just sitting around like in it, and there was
Hmm.
no, anxiety or, yeah, it was just a nice way to end the day.
That's so
Mhm.
awesome. I will do my best to be there next week. I really want to join.
We'll be very excited to see you. All right, you guys. Adrian, enjoy your Friday
Thank
and get
you.
some good rest.
Yes, enjoy your Friday. Happy Friday.
Thank
I'll see
you.
You're
Thank
I
you,
welcome.
hope,
Nicole, for everything. I loved it
yes,
as always.
You're
I second
welcome,
that.
guys. Thank
Yeah.
you. And Frida, enjoy your day. I know you're busy. And Jules, enjoy your night. And I'll talk
Bye,
to all of you guys.
Frida.
Yes, y'all enjoy your evenings.
Bye, Adrian.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.